I'm heading to Lucasville, Ohio on a parts run. Follow along with me. So we're going on a parts run. This guy's got to have a new engine. I'm going to take you along with me. Mentioned in the last video right there at the end, lost my father-in-law, so we're probably not going to get it pulled. We got a lot going on this weekend. But we're going to do a parts run. I'm going to take you along with me. Got to go up outside of other side of Ashland over in Ohio there and get something. We've been that way before when we got the 72, but not exactly. We went part of that way. So some of it you've seen before, but some of it you probably not. But we're going to do a parts run video. So check that out next. So now before I take off and leave here in Hazard, I've got to actually do some errands right quick. Got to run by the bank, get a little money. Probably going to have a little fuel. I don't know how far we can make it on that. It's only got just above a quarter of a tank, so probably just fuel up here. Or we may wait till we get over in one of the counties over and fuel up on the way. I've also got to go, like I mentioned, my father-in-law's passing. I've got to go, his truck, he gave it to Andy, so I'm getting that registered. So I got to do that right quick too before we pull out of town here. So be a short trip here in the bank and that, and then we'll be back on the road. Well, got the money to pay for this engine, but couldn't do the truck transfer today. The insurance systems, their main systems in Louisville, apparently their computer system is down today. They said it's been down all morning. They couldn't tell me when it was going to be back up, so I'll just wait and knock that out Monday. So I guess we're on our way to Lucasville, Ohio, which is just north of like Portsmouth, or just east of Portsmouth actually. We go up through Ashland, Arlington, all that area to get this engine. I've got a little bit of gas. I'm gonna try to get out of Hazard. It's the first of the month. It's wild here right now. I guess everybody is freaking out too because of the benefit shutdown there that's not coming for the 1st. So it's probably the busiest I've seen it. Plus Halloween's tonight. Well, they're actually trick-or-treating here in Perry County tomorrow. But, I mean, so it's absolutely wild. So I'll go over here and maybe get to Prestonsburg or something and get fuel, get out of this mess. But anyway, on the road. Really cool gas station on the way. I don't think I've ever filmed it on here. It's got like a lot of Elvis memorabilia. It's shaped like an old Dutch windmill. But I don't think we're going to make it on fuel to it. I only got 103 miles to completely bone dry, and I don't like to run my vehicles below 1/8 of the tank. This thing gets down about there, about 50 miles, so the light will come on about 50. I usually don't let it run bone dry because it's so rough on your fuel pumps. So I don't know if we'll make it. We might still stop at it, but I don't know yet. We might hit it on the way back too. We'll see what we're doing up here when we get closer. we made it. The light just came on, but we made it here. I stretched it out. We have 49 miles left. This truck will be as big with the off-road tires and everything, it'll be a Hemi and all that. It really just sips the fuel on the interstate. We'll get out good and we'll get fuel here and check this place out, but like I said, it's pretty cool. Don't get run over by a BMW or a Mercedes, I'm sorry. This is Louisa, Kentucky, by the way. It's a pretty cool place. So I'm gonna let that fill up. Go in here and get a haterade to quench my thirst. Check out the little gas station. Got copyright music in the background, so we won't listen to it. See, they got these cool guitar things. Tyler Childers, Stapleton. They're both from this area. Old British telephone. So they had like some Elvis memorabilia back there where they used to have a Taco Bell in the back, but it looks like they've closed Taco Bell down. So, but I'll post a picture of that up. It's pretty cool. They had like one of his shirts and stuff. They actually wore. Yeah, they had to. We'll walk over and check all this a little bit out, and then we'll head on down the road. I guess they've moved Taco Bell down there. There used to be Taco Bell in here. Yeah, they've built a new Taco Bell, so I guess it's not in here. But back in here, you had I had like Elvis's shirt and stuff. It's pretty neat. Can't get back in there and see it. I think you can see. I think that's Patty Lovelace's right there. But yeah, they had a lot of cool stuff like that. So it's a little neat place to stop when you're coming through this way. Yeah, that's it. And so as I mentioned, there's a picture of me and Andy when he was much younger. We came up here, I think the first time me and all of us actually traveled out of town, we come up to Huntington. Bought my wife her engagement ring even. So, kind of neat, but there's a picture of me and him with the, standing next to Elvis's stuff. So I'll post it up, that's kind of cool. I'm a big fan of the King anyway, so. Anyway, we're gonna head on up to, well, he's over here in West Virginia in Canova. I think that's how you pronounce the name of that town. West Virginia, right outside of Huntington here. Right here on the state line. And give us some food at one of my favorite places. Where we're going is up here where Ashland, where Kentucky, Virginia, or Kentucky, West Virginia, and Ohio meets. Right there where the Ohio River and the Big Sandy and all that dumps out. And I love this area just because of all the industry stuff that's up through here. And if you've watched any of my videos where I've come up through here, you'll see a bunch of it. There's like some big crazy cooling towers, and there's the big marathon fuel center up here and all that. So where they make fuel or refinery. So but we'll film it here if we roll through again. We'll film it going across the big beautiful Ohio River. It's cool up here. Delicious red haterade. yeah, we're here. Stewart's Hot Dogs. Since 1932. The original one's down in Huntington. It's an open restaurant, but this one, it's kind of cold, so I'm gonna go here and eat and get me a couple dogs. So yeah, this is probably like one of the oldest hot dog places in West Virginia, and it's my personal favorite. It's kind of like the old school recipe that they've had forever. The original one, you can see a picture of it right there. That's what it looks like down in Huntington. You pull up and they come out and wait on you and stuff. Like I said, it's just too cold to go down there. I'll post a picture of it recently here in just a sec though. Yeah.
Okay.
These are so delicious. So there's all the sauce, chili, mustard, onions. So good. And you got that in fries. So good. Here's their fries. They're pretty good too. Anyway, they gave us a little coupon card here. Her little thing that's got the specials on it. There's the history of Stewart's. Turn that away. Anyway, there's the history of Stewart's. You can see that's the actual Huntington restaurant. It looks exactly the same, except they wear hoodies now and khaki pants. And, you know, there's probably not no 1930s car sitting in the driveway. But it's one of the oldest hot dog places around. It's so good. So if you're up here in Huntington or Canova, go check them out, man. I'd highly recommend them. All right, now we're gonna run over to the Hobo Freight here, as Vice Grip calls it. And it's more like the how broke are you freight, but I've got to get two little things in here, and there's one right here, right down the street from here. So I'm gonna run in there and grab those, and we're gonna head on up to Lucasville, across the river here in Ohio. So I lost the cotter pin that goes on my hitch pin, and it's cheaper to buy the whole thing than it is just the little cotter pin. So go ahead and go in here and do that. And then I need to get some kind of one of those chain things that they bolt down to pull engines with. I don't have one. I've got regular chains I could always make work, but I'm going to go ahead and get one of them while I'm in here too. This stuff doesn't cost very much. So all right, we're back on the road. Let's get out of Harbor Freight. Didn't really have one of those, just the chains that go on an engine. They had a big load delivery. It was like $50, and I was like, I don't need that, but I found some quick links, and I'll just use the chain I got at home. Spend $3 that way. So anyway, let's travel on. loaded up. God almighty, what is your problem, people? Cut like 5 people off right there. Anyway, we're loaded up here. I'll show you what we got here when we get, we're gonna stop here in Ashland. Wife wants me to pick her something up here in Ashland, so that's the only stop I'm making, so we're gonna roll on home after that, but we need to, but I'll show you what we got. But we are loaded up and rolling back south through Ohio, back into Kentucky. We'll be back into Kentucky in probably about 25 minutes. So. This Texas Roadhouse is ridiculous. I want to just park and go in and get my food, pick it up to go for Kelly and the kids. And they told me I couldn't do it. I had to come through the drive-thru. So this is the drive-thru. It's backed all the way around the building. This is ridiculous. I mean, who designed this? I don't know. And they wouldn't help me inside. They said, you have to go outside. They said I couldn't wait inside. I'd rather just sit inside and sit down on a bench and wait. Don't know. Oh well. They've already paid for it, so I'm stuck here. This hasn't moved. Why, who thinks of a steakhouse needs a drive-thru? You know? Yeah. Well, since I've been in here for an hour waiting on my food, I'm going to show you what we got. So, drive retarded here. Yeah, so we got this one. It's got right at 100,000 miles on it. I think it was 104 or something like that. So it's really clean. It was in a escape that rusted out real bad, but the motor is in good shape. He left the fuel rails, plugs, throttle body, all that stuff. He did take the starter and the alternator off, left everything else. And obviously the air conditioner, but left everything else. Looks pretty clean. Be good to get it in the car. Probably not gonna have much video driving back because it's gonna be dark. So before I get out of here, because I've been in here for an hour. Alright, so we got it home, got it out. We use this hitch mounted cherry picker. This thing's great. Works great. Put it out. The little furniture dolly that I had the transmission on, I guess I left it out of here and it got wet. Put the engine on it, it fell down, so we'll have to pick it back up, set it up, but it ain't hurt, it's just sitting there. Got to change oil in it and everything anyway, so it's no big deal. So we got it home, get everything kind of settled down, everything here at the house, and then we'll probably start pulling this engine out this coming weekend on this guy. I'm just had too much going on, and we'll pull this out, put this new one in, and hopefully we'll have a running car. We'll have to do a few more things other like clean it and do the brakes, but we'll try to get started on it this coming week. We got to put that stupid cherry picker together before we can get this out, and we got to take the hood off, but we'll knock it out. We might do a video on actually putting that together finally, and like I said, we'll start working on this car. So hopefully it'll be done here next weekend or the weekend after. Just however fast we can do it. So, but that's it. That's the video. Hope you enjoyed the ride there. Go and get the parts. Man, it took me all day to get all that stuff too. Man, it took the guy, he was the slowest person there was. Nice fella, slow fella though. Took him 2.5 hours to unbolt the transmission from this engine. And the thing was sitting on the ground. It was so cold out there, and I was having to stand out in the open. Stood there for 2.5 hours while he was doing it. And then everywhere I went, it was a 2-hour wait. So it was a long day. But anyway, that's the video. Appreciate you watching. Just keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Keep rigging things up.